Hello everyone, hiya, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the wee series of videos. I think that's 5 or 6 I've put on now. Today I work with a lot of people who are demotivated the way I was. I found it very difficult to accept things that had happened in our life, things in the past, things we'd done, regret, massive regret, and regret absolutely destroys the soul, it absolutely destroys it. And there's nothing you can do about the past apart from learn from it. And if we don't learn from the past, then we're taking it with us the rest of our life, or we're always going to be in pain. And nobody likes being in pain. I don't know anybody who likes hurting. But if you're seeing change is very difficult indeed, because we don't know how to change. We might know what we want to change, and you go through all these things. I need to work on my anger. I need to work on my resentment. I need to work on my fear. I need to work on my courage. I need to work on my selfishness. I need to work on this, blah blah blah. Really, you're just working on your mind and your thoughts that's causing the emotions and feelings, because it comes from the mind. Everything comes from the mind. There was a wee prayer, as I says, these talks are nothing to do with religion. They're to do with spirit and to do with spirituality. And I heard this wee prayer, and it's well known and used through the 12-step spiritual programs, AA and NA and Overeaters Anonymous and blah blah blah, Cocaine's Anonymous and that, and they use this Serenity prayer. I don't know if you've heard it. It's only a short prayer. It took me a long time to find out what it really meant. And it's, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I just kept saying that prayer, and I didn't have an understanding or a meaning of it. But learning it now and understanding the meaning of it and the spiritual meaning that lies beneath it is mind-blowing. It's like, God grant me the serenity, the peace, the calmness, the contentment within in me, grant me that. But that can only be granted when you look at the courage to change the things I can, and that is us. Because we cannot change, as I've mentioned before in the other videos, and it keeps coming back to us, and it will always be us in the videos that I do. The courage to change the things I can. That's me, because I can't change another person. And accepting the things you can't change. You can't change other people. That's what the prayer is basically based on. Accept the things you can't change, and the courage to change the things you can. I can't change another human being. I can't change the past. I can't change the future. I can only change me and my perception and how I see that. And then you look at, how do I change? How do I change? Believing in a power greater than yourself, believing in a divine spirit, believing that your spirit inspires you, motivates you, and gives you that extra push that you need to accept the things you can't change. And when you look at, I can't change that, I've tried to change it, and look at the damage it's done to me, and the damage it's doing round about me, to your health, your body, your mind and your spirit, and people around about you, children, and we become so negative and depressed when we won't accept that, and that's very difficult to understand that. We've been a present person and suicidal, but being aware that you have a choice, and looking at the courage to change the things I can, me, how do I change that? Through prayer and meditation, I learned to quiet my mind, where I've been able to listen to the thoughts coming in, the thoughts that were going to destroy me. I was aware I had a choice. If I run with these thoughts, they're going to disturb my spirit, and I'm going to hurt, and I could hurt the rest of the day. So through prayer and meditation, I learned to recognise that I could quiet my mind and recognise the thoughts coming in, creeping in. Cunning, baffling and powerful to talk about, how it creeps in, and the next minute you know you're running, start off with a nice wee line, next minute you're onto a paragraph, and then a page, and then a book, and these thoughts are just running. At the end of the Serenity prayer, it talks about and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference between right and wrong, and what you can and cannot change. And looking at, this is a spiritual prayer. It's a prayer about us. It's a prayer to set you free. It's short, it's sweet, and it's straight to the point. And it's like understanding it. I can't change. I have no power or control over others. I can only change me, and I'm looking for that wisdom to know the difference. And all the knowledge that you've gained through reading books and talking to other people will be turned into wisdom when you choose the spiritual path, when you really truly believe that you are spirit and the power that runs through you is when you finally accept, I am spirit, and I'm going to find out how to change. And you will see people in the spirit world, your family, your loved ones, people we have lost. You will be guided. They will be guided to people, places, things and situations with positivity in them instead of going to the negative dark side. Because you know yourself, once you let one thought in, it only starts with one thought. They've got a sheet called just a thought. Everything starts with one thought, and if you run with that thought. And I used to use the Serenity prayer to stop me, my head from racing, to try and quiet my mind down. And the Serenity is what I try to create in my life, and I try to teach other people to find it through quieting their mind and meditating and praying. And if you're continuously praying, then how can you listen to the Spirit? It's like, I say a short wee prayer and then I wait for the answer. Prayer to me is asking, and meditation is waiting for the answer. And the only way that the Spirit can speak to you is in a soft voice, and your mind has to be quiet so you can listen to the guidance and the prompting of the Spirit. So I use that wee prayer to help motivate myself. But I had to learn to trust myself as well, because change is very difficult, as I mentioned in all the other wee short videos. Getting into the courage. What is the courage? The courage to change the things I can, because you need courage to look at your old habits and your old way of thinking. And you'll see all these videos as the mind. Everything's to do with the mind, everything stems from the mind. The damage, we can lift our soul and lift our spirit and help lift other people's spirits. The things that we say, the things that we think. And it's the exact same, we can destroy our spirit and destroy other people's spirit by the way we think and the way we speak to them. And that's the courage to look at that and be honest enough, because it takes tremendous courage to really be honest and break through that denial. And denial is, didn't even know I was lying. Because we're in denial, and sometimes you don't know you're in denial, because these behaviours have become habitual. It's okay to blame other people. It's okay to hurt. It's normal to hurt. It's normal to worry. It's normal to be lonely. It's normal to be sad. All these things come through separating yourself from the divine spirit. And that's why we have all these horrible feelings, because we're living in a material world. And to get that connection back to who you are, realising who you are and the power that lies within you, sets you free. It gives you that freedom. And it's like, because we are energy, spiritual energy, we're open to dark and light. And that's why we have to clean our own house and make sure that door's always shut. Because if you open that door to the darkness, then the load of it comes in. It's all these wee thoughts just waiting to come in, or these dark thoughts waiting to come in. And that's why the world's so dark. And that's why it's, a lot of people are so unhappy, because nobody's ever sat down and says, you don't have to do that, you can change. But some is, no, we can change, but the difficulty lies in finding, how do I change? And it's having that courage within you to say, I've had enough, and I can do this, and I'm going to do this. And courage is something that lies within us all. We can't give other people courage. In the Wizard of Oz, you seen one of them, I can't remember if it was a lion or something, ask for it. We all ask for it, but it lies within us. And it's that courage when the pain's been too much, the pain has been destroying you, you have no life, you're on medication. And it's like a lot of people I work with who have never been addicted in their life, who felt their life was great, and next minute you know they're on prescribed medication because they've let their mind go. The next minute you know they're addicted to that prescribed medication, and they've been on it for years. Mothers secretly drinking who never even would think about doing things like that because they let the mind go. The next minute you know you're into alcoholism and you're into drug addiction, because we lacked in that courage to admit, this is wrong what I'm doing here, I need to stop doing this. But the body then starts craving for the chemical, because it quietens the mind. And that's why in most places you get into, you'll hear the telly blaring loud, the music blaring loud, and that's to drown that voice out, and the voices out in the head. And you end up taking more and more and more. And it goes back to like when you're smoking one cigarette, it went on to 2 and it went on to 3 because the body was craving for it. Went to 4 and 5 at school, and next minute you know, well, if you're away, you're on to 20 a day, 30, 40 a day. And when you're stressed out, you're even on more. So that courage comes to change the things I can. I can only change me. The wisdom to know the difference between right and wrong, where your mind's going, being able to catch it. And to accept the things you can't change. You can't change another soul, can't change another human being, you can't change the world, you can't change the past. And it's finally accepting that. The same as when I lost my gran, my dad and my sister. I accepted that. although I miss them, I still miss them, but I speak to them every day. I'm never alone, there's always somebody with me. That's my belief that set me free, and the courage to start believing that way, and speaking and sitting down and helping other people with doing these wee short videos. Because I used to be a very negative, dark person, very sad, unhappy, suicidal person. And as I says, I'm no different from anybody. I've been on this path 19 years now. I've been free for drugs and alcohol. But it's only over the past 4 years I've really had a quality of life through really finding that courage to look people in the eye and say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you, without worrying how they're going to react to me. And finding that courage to change the things I can, which is me, my thinking, my acting, my behaving and my reactions, which is spoken about all the videos, because that's the things that causes the pain in our life. We can't change another soul. But I used to be Serenity prayer to help me understand me, and keep saying it and saying it and saying it. And then I found out the meaning of that prayer was for me. The way I could get the serenity into my life was accepting I can't change the world, people, places, things or situation. I can only change me and how I perceive that and see that, and the wisdom to know the difference between right and wrong, between the dark and the light, knowing that I am spirit and truly believing in that set me free. And it's a kind of wee sayings and wee prayers that are out there. Sometimes a penny drops and you go, right, I've got it, I've cracked it, ding, penny's there. So I really hope that you can find that courage, because it lies within everybody, and it's just pushing yourself and practicing every single day. Every day you're going to be tempted, every day you will be tempted. The voice of temptation is always there, and that's its job, and it's good at doing it. But your spirit, and you have the divine spirit, and you have your guides who are with you at all times, who are helping, guiding you and showing you the wisdom to know the difference. And always remember that you can do anything, you can achieve anything through the power of thought and self-belief, and believing that you are energy, powerful spiritual energy, and you are love. You are love, because you are part of God. We are all part of the universe. And I pray and hope that some of you understand yourself, because to understand yourself is true humility. That's you beginning to love, is through understanding. And when you understand yourself and the way you behave, think, act and react, you will be able to understand other people, and that way we won't be offended and hurt by other people's behaviours. So again, thanks very much everybody for taking your time out to listen to me, and I hope I've helped somebody today. Thanks very much. We'll be back soon. Bye.